And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
One of the things that I have encountered at conventions is something called con crud. Now, this is not the sickness, that's what people call it. When you go to a convention, you get the con crud. But someone made up a game, and there was a little card called the con crud card, and you would give that to someone else by essentially going to shake their hand, and when they reach out, you pull back and instead give them the con crud card. And it was kind of a game to see passes around. No one wanted to go home with the card. I haven't got one for a while, but I fully expect to get one at some point. When I read the rules here for Sneaky Cards, Play It Forward, from Game Right Games, this reminded me of Con Crud, but instead of there being a single card to hand out to other people, there's a lot of them, and you can track them. I took these cards with me to the Essen Game Fair, and so let me show you a bit of what happened. Now I'm recording this video here from a hotel in Essen, Germany, and I'm going to try to play this game a little bit today. So the way Sneaky Cards is involved is basically you just have to do whatever the card says and then give the card to someone else. Now each card on it has a tracking number, so you can see here you can track this number, this card, but the whole deck has a card that, so here on this you can see with this tracking number I was able to track the entire deck. So you have different things here. So this one here, take a selfie with a total stranger. I can probably do that today, so I'm going to carry that. During a conversation, whenever I would say the word now, instead say meow. That's possible. These blue ones are like ones that just kind of get you out of your celebrity. I mean, they're pretty simple, like play the world's largest game of tag, play a board game with a stranger. Some of these aren't hard. Lie down in a public place until someone checks on you. Start to wave. But then other ones here, like give this card to someone born on the date written below. You pick a date, give this card to your doppelganger. These are the different blue ones. Yellow ones are the easiest ones to get rid of. Hide this card somewhere where it can easily be found. Hide this card during the foot of a famous statue or landmark. Leave this on the seat of a bus, plane, or train. So I'm going to take these cards today and try to get rid of them and see how many I can get rid of. Here, hold the door open for 10 consecutive people. I think I can pull that one off too. So I'm just going to try this and see how many of these cards I get rid of. The bake something for a friend, probably not happening. Leave a generous tip, that's possible. Try a new food. I'm not sure how many of these we're going to get, I'm going to find out about. But I don't know. Create a handmade greeting card, we'll see. But many of these I'll be able to get rid of today. Some of them I'm sure I'll take home. I'll report in when I see what happens. Okay, I can't really show you else what happened because I wasn't able to film myself handing cards out to people, but I was able to give several cards out to folks. Now, I have since checked the tracking, and I've been able to track one of the cards so far. And that is what's going to happen with this sort of thing. You can hand out every single card here, but there's chances that cards will be destroyed, that cards will go missing, that people, there's a big laziness factor that people will have these cards and simply won't put them, or they'll forget about them. So I think one card being tracked from right now, I'm feeling pretty good about that. This is something I'm going to keep and hang on to, and I think it's a cool idea until that when I shake this, you won't hear any noise inside it because I will have given out all the cards. And I'm going to keep track of the different cards that I have handed out, and hopefully they'll go. I'm sure that all of them will fizzle out at some point. But if you ever get one of these cards from me, I hope that you do something with it. But if you like the idea of that, okay, this isn't for everybody. But there's an idea. Like here, I'm looking at some of these cards. Some of these cards that I have left, and I have a decent amount of them left. Play a board game with a stranger. Why no, I'll be able to give that one out at some point. Try a new food. Well, actually, I did just try a new food in Germany, but I forgot to have this card on me. In fact, one of these cards, meet your doppelganger, and I actually did meet my doppelganger. I didn't have the card on me, so I gave them a card, a different card, a card that makes me smile, because it did make me smile, but irritated at the same time. This is cool. It's obviously more of an event than it is a game, and it would be interesting to see if any of these cards ever come back to me in some fashion or form. But I like it. It takes that idea of someone doing something, giving them a card, and it is kind of cool to see where these cards will end up all over the world. So anyway, that's Sneaky Cards, Play It Forward. Pretty interesting idea. Dice Tower Judgment into your collection.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool Stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!
There.